The fire of transformation is an ancient and universal symbol, deeply resonating across diverse cultures, philosophies, and spiritual traditions. Embodying energy, heat, and intensity, fire serves as a dynamic force of renewal and creation. It epitomizes the pure transformation of matter, turning the old into the new, and holds not only physical significance but also profound spiritual meaning, acting as a metaphor for inner growth and evolution. As a spiritual archetype, fire manifests uniquely across various traditions, each adding layers of meaning and depth to its symbolic representation. In the Hindu tradition, fire is intrinsically linked to the solar plexus chakra, known as Manipura. This energy center is associated with willpower, self-discipline, and personal strength. The internal fire of Manipura is considered the crucible where intention is forged into action and where the alchemy of transformation occurs. This chakra governs our sense of self and our ability to assert our will, making it vital for personal development and spiritual growth. The fiery energy of Manipura fuels our drive to achieve, our courage to overcome obstacles, and our capacity to transform desires into tangible outcomes. Similarly, in the shamanic traditions of North and South American indigenous peoples, fire is revered as a primordial element. It is a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. Shamans view fire as a guardian of portals to divine realms, a sacred element that facilitates communication with the spirit world. Fire acts as a beacon, connecting us to the innermost essence of our spiritual selves, guiding us through transformative journeys and rites of passage. Ritualistic use of fire in ceremonies symbolizes purification, protection, and the illumination of hidden truths, enabling individuals to access deeper layers of consciousness and spiritual insight. In Greek mythology, fire was the gift of Prometheus to humanity, symbolizing not only technology and progress, but also the spark of divine wisdom and the potential for both creation and destruction. This duality highlights the complex nature of fire as a force that can nurture or devastate, depending on its harnessing. The hearth fire, central to ancient communities, symbolized home, warmth, and sustenance, while reminding us of the balance between chaos and order. The hearth served as a focal point for family life and communal gatherings, embodying the stability and continuity of life, as well as the transformative power that sustains and renews the community. In Buddhism, fire extends to the concept of the three fires, or poisonous attachment, aversion, and ignorance that fuel the cycle of suffering, known as samsara. These metaphorical fires represent internal forces that bind individuals to the cycle of rebirth and suffering. Transforming these fires into wisdom and compassion is a central spiritual task in Buddhism, illustrating how fire can consume and illuminate depending on its harnessing. Practices like mindfulness and meditation enable practitioners to observe and understand these internal fires, allowing them to extinguish negative tendencies and cultivate positive qualities, leading to enlightenment and liberation. Across cultures, the symbolism of fire diverges and intertwines, offering diverse interpretations and pathways to access its transformative power. While these symbolic representations enrich our perception of fire, they can sometimes feel abstract or disconnected from personal experience. This is where practices rooted in direct engagement with our internal fire become essential, bridging the gap between symbolic meaning and lived experience. One such practice is found in the Vedanta tradition. It is called Tapasya, also known as asceticism or spiritual austerity. It serves as a structured method to ignite and sustain the internal fire, channeling it into purposeful transformation. Rooted in self-discipline and inner purification, spiritual austerity aims to transcend ego limitations and align the practitioner with higher spiritual truths. It involves consciously overcoming personal weaknesses, habits, and desires, creating conditions for profound inner change and spiritual awakening. Spiritual austerity is deceptively simple yet profoundly impactful. It involves identifying a dominant mental or behavioral tendency with which one has grown comfortable and intentionally disrupting it. This disruption generates inner friction, a heat that becomes the fuel for transformation. By challenging established patterns and stepping outside comfort zones, austerity creates space for new insights and growth to emerge, mirroring the natural cycle of fire where destruction makes way for renewal. Modern life often conditions the mind to operate on autopilot, shaped by personality, habits, and subjective experiences. These mental patterns can become deeply ingrained, subtly influencing choices and perceptions. Austerity invites confrontation with these tendencies, not to suppress or deny them indefinitely, but to temporarily abstain from indulging them to catalyze spiritual growth. This intentional disruption serves as a catalyst for deeper self-awareness and personal transformation, allowing individuals to break free from habitual behavior and embrace a more conscious and intentional way of living. Spiritual austerity can take many forms, tailored to individual tendencies and spiritual needs. Common practices include fasting, which is a deliberate abstention from food, cultivates discipline, and heightens awareness. Beyond physical benefits, fasting focuses the mind on spiritual goals, disconnecting from material needs to connect with higher consciousness. It can lead to heightened clarity, increased energy levels, and a deeper sense of inner peace, facilitating a more profound connection with the divine. Then there are dietary restrictions. Adopting vegetarianism or other specific dietary practices serves as symbolic acts of purification, aligning the body with spiritual aspirations. Consciously choosing what to consume influences not only physical health, but also mental and spiritual well-being, underscoring the interconnectedness of body, mind, and spirit. Also, behavioral shifts are a good path for practicing spiritual austerity. Choosing silence or refraining from specific comforts like technology fosters mindfulness and inner awareness. Silence, revered in traditions such as Jainism and Zen Buddhism, deepens inner awareness and reduces mental distractions. Refraining from technology creates space for reflection, meditation, and a more profound engagement with the present moment. Lastly, there are environmental changes, which is removing oneself from familiar settings to embrace new perspectives and challenges. Pilgrimages and retreats allow individuals to step outside daily routines and immerse themselves in spiritual contemplation, fostering personal growth through exposure to new environments and experiences. The purpose of these practices is not austerity for its own sake or the adoption of Stoicism, but to generate the necessary tension to awaken dormant energies and catalyze transformation. Spiritual austerity creates conditions for profound inner change, using self-discipline and intentional discomfort to break free from limiting patterns and foster spiritual growth. This process requires a balance between challenge and support, ensuring practices are both effective and sustainable. Resistance is an inevitable part of this process. When abstaining from fulfilling a tendency, the mind and body react, creating palpable tension. This friction, though uncomfortable, is where transformation begins. Emotions such as anger, irritability, or restlessness may surface, but these emotions are not obstacles, they are evidence of the process at work. By observing and breathing through this intensity, individuals transmute the energy of unmet desires into the fuel for their internal fire, fostering resilience and inner strength. Intention plays a pivotal role in this transformative process. A clear understanding of why one undertakes spiritual austerity anchors the practice, ensuring that the energy generated is directed purposefully. Intention transforms the practice from mere self-denial into a sacred process of creation. Without clear intention, austerity risks becoming a mechanical exercise rather than a spiritual practice. When aligned with purpose, every moment of resistance becomes an opportunity to reaffirm commitment to growth, turning challenges into stepping stones toward greater self-awareness and spiritual enlightenment. Not all ascetic practices are suitable for everyone. The efficacy of spiritual austerity lies in its alignment with individual tendencies and capacities. A well-chosen practice balances challenge with attainability, ensuring sustained commitment without overwhelming the practitioner. Once selected, the practice must be undertaken with resolve, free from self-justifications, complaints, or projections onto others. This disciplined approach ensures that the practice's transformative potential is fully realized, fostering a deeper connection with one's inner self and spiritual aspirations. For example, an individual deeply attached to digital connectivity may find a technology fast to be a powerful form of spiritual austerity. By intentionally disconnecting from digital devices, the practitioner cultivates greater mindfulness, reduces mental clutter, and fosters a deeper sense of presence and connection with the immediate environment. Another person whose patterns revolve around indulgence in sensory pleasures may benefit more from dietary restrictions or fasting. By consciously limiting sensory input, the practitioner enhances self-discipline, deepens spiritual practices, and creates space for inner reflection and growth. The intensity of the practice varies depending on the strength of the tendency being addressed. For deeply ingrained patterns, the energy released through abstention is correspondingly greater, fueling spiritual evolution and driving individuals toward greater self-awareness and personal development. Spiritual austerity is highly personalized, tailored to address each individual's unique challenges and opportunities. As the practice unfolds, subtle but profound changes become apparent. The inner fire, initially a flickering ember, grows into a vibrant flame. Vitality flows differently through the body, and a sense of warmth and clarity emerges. This transformative heat dissolves old conditioning, freeing energy for the construction of new realities and possibilities. Physically, practitioners may notice heightened energy levels, improved focus, and a greater sense of alignment between body and mind. Psychologically, the process often brings hidden patterns and unresolved emotions to the surface, offering opportunities for healing and reintegration. The fire also parallels psychological frameworks. In Carl Jung's concept of individuation, integrating unconscious material into consciousness mirrors the symbolic burning away of the old self to reveal a more authentic, unified identity. Here, fire acts as both destroyer and purifier, illuminating the path to self-realization. It acts as an aspect of Shiva. This transformative process involves confronting and integrating shadow aspects of the self, using spiritual austerity's intense energy to facilitate personal growth and spiritual enlightenment. Transformation inherently involves destruction. The old must be dismantled to create space for the new. Tapasya, or spiritual austerity, channels the energy of destruction constructively to support spiritual growth, breaking down old patterns and limiting beliefs to enable new, more aligned aspects of the self to emerge. This continuous cycle of destruction and creation reflects the ever-changing nature of existence and the perpetual potential for growth and renewal. The transformative effects of spiritual austerity extend beyond the individual, naturally influencing external realities. Relationships, work, and creative pursuits align more closely with the practitioner's evolving inner state, demonstrating the interconnectedness of personal transformation and collective well-being. As individuals undergo profound inner change, their interactions with the world transform, fostering more harmonious and authentic connections with others and the environment. Historically, great leaders and spiritual figures have employed forms of austerity to access higher states of consciousness and effect societal change. Mahatma Gandhi's fasting campaigns, for instance, were acts of personal discipline and powerful tools for political and spiritual awakening. By embodying self-restraint and focused intention, such individuals demonstrate expansive potential. Gandhi's act served as a catalyst for mass movements, inspiring others to embrace non-violence and self-discipline as means of achieving social and political goals. Similarly, mystical traditions like Sufism emphasize the burning of the self as a pathway to divine union. This metaphorical fire consumes the ego, allowing practitioners to experience oneness with the divine. Spiritual austerity transcends individual boundaries, pointing to universal truths about the human spirit's capacity for transcendence. The Sufi practice of dhikr, the repetitive chanting of divine names, serves as a work of focusing the mind and heart on the divine presence, while facilitating a deeper connection with the spiritual realm. Activating the internal fire requires courage and willpower. It demands stepping into discomfort and embracing the unknown, yet the rewards are profound. The systemic consequences of kindling this fire ripple through every aspect of life, aligning individuals with their higher selves and enabling them to manifest their fullest potential. By pausing to observe the energy within, one can feel the immense power of intention already present. Spiritual austerity offers a pathway to harness this power, transforming it into a force of renewal and growth. With clarity, commitment, and courage, individuals can ignite their internal fire and embark on a journey of profound transformation. This journey is not linear but cyclical. As new layers of growth emerge, old patterns may resurface, offering renewed opportunities. Each cycle deepens understanding and strengthens the connection to the eternal flame within, reminding us that transformation is both a destination and a continuous unfolding process. This cyclical nature of growth reflects the dynamic and ever-evolving essence of life, highlighting the importance of continual self-examination and renewal in the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. Through Tapasya, we rediscover that transformation is not merely about reaching a new state of being, but about embracing the infinite dance of becoming. By nurturing our internal fire, we honor the timeless process of renewal, an eternal testament to the resilience and boundless potential of the human spirit. This eternal flame symbolizes our innate capacity for growth, our ability to transcend limitations, and our unwavering commitment to becoming our highest selves. In honoring and cultivating this inner fire, we align ourselves with the universal forces of transformation, participating in the sacred dance of creation and renewal that defines our existence. In the broader context of Vedanta, spiritual austerity is deeply intertwined with the pursuit of self-realization and understanding the ultimate reality, Brahman. Vedanta teaches that the true self, Atman, is identical with Brahman, the infinite and eternal essence permeating all existence. Spiritual austerity serves as a practical means to quiet the mind, purify the body, and elevate consciousness, facilitating the realization of this fundamental truth. Through disciplined practice, individuals can transcend the illusions of the material world and experience the oneness of all existence, achieving liberation from the cycle of birth and death. In the universalist framework of shamanism, spiritual austerity aligns with practices that harmonize the individual with the natural and spiritual worlds. Shamanic traditions emphasize the interconnectedness of all life and the importance of maintaining balance and harmony within oneself and with the environment. This practice of intentional self-discipline and inner purification mirrors the shamanic journey of transformation, where practitioners navigate the spirit realms to gain wisdom, healing, and insight. This journey often involves rites of passage, vision quests, and other forms of spiritual seeking that embody spiritual austerity principles, fostering a deep connection with the sacred forces of nature and the universe. The elemental symbolism of fire also connects spiritual austerity to the broader framework of the four classical elements: earth, water, air, and fire, which are foundational in many spiritual and philosophical systems. Each element represents different aspects of existence and consciousness, with fire symbolizing transformation, energy, and will. In this context, spiritual austerity can be seen as a method of harnessing fire's transformative power to effect change within oneself and the surrounding world. This elemental understanding enriches the practice, providing deeper symbolic resonance and a framework for integrating fire's transformative energies into daily life and spiritual practice. Practically integrating these types of practices into one's life requires commitment to self-awareness and intentional living. It involves regularly assessing habits, desires, and behavioral patterns, then consciously choosing practices that challenge and transform these aspects. This ongoing process of self-examination and intentional disruption fosters continuous growth and evolution, preventing stagnation and promoting a dynamic and vibrant spiritual life. By embracing the process, individuals take an active role in their spiritual development, using self-discipline and intentional practice to navigate the path of transformation and enlightenment. The psychological dimensions of spiritual austerity engage with fundamental aspects of the human psyche. By intentionally creating friction and discomfort, it forces individuals to confront and integrate repressed emotions, unresolved conflicts, and limiting beliefs. This process of psychological purification parallels spiritual transformation, clearing the way for a more authentic and integrated self to emerge. The intense emotions and challenges encountered during the practices serve as catalysts for deeper self-understanding and healing, fostering a more resilient and adaptable psyche. Moreover, spiritual austerity aligns with contemporary psychological practices that emphasize discipline, mindfulness, and intentional change in personal development. Techniques such as cognitive behavioral therapy (CBT) and mindfulness-based stress reduction (MBSR) share similarities with Tapasya in their focus on identifying and altering maladaptive thought and behavior patterns. Incorporating elements of spiritual austerity into therapeutic practices can enhance self-regulation, emotional resilience, and personal growth, bridging the gap between ancient spiritual wisdom and modern psychological science. Integrating Tapasya into daily life also involves cultivating a balanced approach to self-discipline and self-compassion. While it emphasizes intentional self-denial and disciplined practice, it is equally important to approach these practices with kindness and understanding. The transformation journey is not without challenges and setbacks, and maintaining a compassionate attitude toward oneself is crucial for sustained progress. This balance between discipline and compassion ensures that Tapasya remains a supportive and empowering practice, fostering inner strength and self-worth that sustains individuals through the transformative process. Beyond personal transformation, spiritual austerity has broader implications for societal and environmental change. As individuals undergo profound inner transformations, they contribute to the collective consciousness and societal evolution. The principles of self-discipline, intentionality, and inner purification can inspire social movements, foster community resilience, and promote environmental stewardship. By embodying these values, practitioners can become agents of positive change, influencing their communities and the world in meaningful and lasting ways. It also resonates with principles of resilience and adaptability, essential for navigating modern life's complexities and uncertainties. By cultivating inner fire through disciplined practice, individuals develop the capacity to withstand challenges, adapt to change, and thrive in adversity. This resilience is rooted in a deep sense of purpose and inner strength, fostering a confident and empowered approach to life's inevitable ups and downs. Spiritual austerity serves as a foundation for building a resilient and adaptable spirit, capable of weathering life's storms and emerging stronger and more enlightened. In conclusion, the fire of transformation, symbolized through these practices, is a powerful and multifaceted archetype embodying the dynamic interplay of destruction and creation, discipline and compassion, and personal and collective growth. Rooted in the rich traditions of Vedanta, spiritual austerity offers a profound pathway for spiritual evolution and inner transformation. By engaging in intentional practices that disrupt habitual patterns and ignite the internal fire, individuals harness fire's transformative power to cultivate greater self-awareness, resilience, and alignment with their highest selves. This sacred process of self-discipline and inner purification fosters personal growth and contributes to collective well-being, reflecting universal truths of interconnectedness and the human spirit's boundless potential. Through a continuous cycle, we honor the eternal flame within, embracing the timeless dance of becoming and the infinite possibilities of transformation that define our existence.